Hey, this is Russell back again with today's episode of basically the finale, I believe, for the Civ 3 series. Pretty exciting stuff. So, yeah, right now I am queuing up some stuff, and as you can see, we have the UN building, 23 turns away, so we don't have to hold out too much longer. However, as we're about to see, it's going to take quite a bit to get through those 23 turns, and you'll see why in a second, probably, if I remember what happens correctly. We'll see. But we got some ships sailing through our territory as usual. Of course, we're just going to let them go by and not really worry about them too much, of course. We got some buildings that we got to queue, and annoyingly, the UN building was just set back a little bit because of pollution. Pollution is not a good thing, but it's something you have to live with if you want your cities to have more production. And yeah, right now we're just seeing what we can do. I'm always double checking to make sure that I have fission and the rest of the world does not. That's important because so long as I have that and other people don't, I can build the UN building without other people getting it. And yeah, the reason why I need to be so careful about not giving other people vision is if other people have vision and they build the UN building before me, or there's even a chance of the UN building being built before me, I have to start securing alliances to at the very least, not lose the game. And so, yeah, keeping an eye on that's pretty important. I am, of course, looking to see if what techs I would need to continue the game. If it didn't work out, you can see I'm eyeing up the techs for the space flight and all of that jazz, seeing what else I would need to get. Because at the end of the day, if this solution doesn't work out, then going to space is going to be the only way. If you can't be ruler of this world, you'll be ruler of a different world. So there you go. So that's the plan, of course. See if I can get the UN diplomatic victory. If not, rush down the scientific victory. And yeah, we see some ships sailing. Got a new microphone, by the way. That's why I sound probably much better. Hopefully I do. I'll have to see how it sounds at the end of the recording, of course. But yeah, I got a new microphone. Sorry about the horrible mic quality for last video. That was right before I got this new microphone, of course. And at the same time, I don't want to get alliances right now, of course. Don't want to worry about that. Yeah, that was that microphone I have is damaged, the other one. So been meaning to get a new one for the longest time. For by the longest time I mean like a few weeks. The other microphone I had was actually pretty new as well. It's just that when I traveled it got damaged in like the flight and everything. Not sure if I talked about that yet on this series, but there you go. So yeah, got a new microphone. We'll see how it works out. We'll see how much better or worse that I sound. If it sounds really, really bad, of course I'll switch back. But yeah, no, I think it's going to turn out well because I did test it briefly. I'm worried it might be a little too close to my mouth, so maybe I'll have to move it if I hear a little bit of breathing noise or anything like that. But we'll see. We'll see if I need to move it or not. We got some dudes running around in there. Got some ships moving. The Spanish are doing pretty well for themselves still. Like, not amazingly well, but they're still holding the line. They've lost a couple of cities on this continent, and they pretty much lost all their holdings on the other continent that they had. But they're still not at a point where I want to commit resources to push against them. Again, I'd only consider going to war with them again if I can't get the Diplo victory. The Diplo victory is what I need to go for. And don't want to be a warmonger right now. Don't want to tank my relations with other people. Although I think there's pretty low risk of losing relations with a lot of people, considering how many people are at war with Spain. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'd have to devote resources to it that I don't want to devote unless I really need to. So yeah, just queuing up buildings, seeing through the game to the end, of course. looking at getting maybe some defenses. We'll see what I end up choosing. Coastal Fortress. Intelligence Agency. Looks like Intelligence Agency. Never even built that in this game, but yeah. Of course, we're looking at Diplo, making sure people don't have fission still. Important to keep tabs on that always. And yeah, ships, sailing, and all that jazz. So yeah, pretty excited for the future of this channel. And I'll probably go through that in a second. Just want to see what happens in this turn. Got some ships, as per usual, boats with men on them, it looks like. Yeah, so I'm hoping to get another Civ 3 series out, but I don't think it's gonna come out like right after this series. I have like recordings for Civ 5 series right now, and I have like I'm a third of the way through a game of the Civ 3 series. The problem is I don't want to start uploading it right now, just because I know I won't be able to finish the series until later. So they want mass production. That's fine. You know, that's not vision, so I'll give it to them. So yeah, Civ 5 series is probably coming next. If I start uploading a Civ 3 series, I won't be able to finish it and keep the uploads like consistent and everything, just because of work and life and everything, I haven't had a lot of time to record much of anything really. And of course the Civ 3 and Civ 5 series that I'm doing, they take double the time to record because I'm going through and giving post commentary and all of that. And I prefer it that way. You know, I'd rather put out like one good series than two okay-ish series. Not to saying that this one is particularly great, but you know, I enjoyed the series a lot, and I like uploading this way. I guess, you know, that's the biggest thing, because it is, you know, the channel, and I want to enjoy doing it because it's a hobby and everything. So yeah, Civ 5 series coming next, and Civ 3 series after that, just because I know by the time I'm done uploading the Civ 5 series, I'll be done recording the Civ 3 series. It's not like a super long series or anything. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy some Civ 5 after this series, just because, yeah, that's all I got for you guys for the near future. But yeah, I'm a third of the way through another Civ 3 game right now, and I did end up doing the thing where I do random continent, random Civ. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and wait for that series to come out. Subscribe so you guys know when it happens. And yeah, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to sharing that series with you guys because I like how the campaign's going, at least thus far. Again, it's going to be one of those things where I can't really upload it for a while, though. Just my schedule and everything, it's been so bad. I feel exhausted all the time, and yeah. But that's life for you. And it's nice also doing the post commentaries because, you know, during the initial recording, I talk a lot for my job. It's just what I do. So, like, being able to sit and play the game silently and then just add the post commentary later is very nice. It's much more relaxing for me that way. So yeah, I hope you guys are going to enjoy that Civ 5 series when it comes out, and then the Civ 3 series when it comes out later. I am better at Civ 5 than I am at Civ 3, but that just is because that's the game that I've played the most and played more recently. A lot of what's going on with Civ 3 is me either relearning or just straight up learning new things that I didn't know before, and that's mostly thanks to you guys in the comments having me learn new stuff. So I have been improving, and I will improve with each game, and I can already see that I've improved, you know, in the next game that I'm playing. I'm not even sure, and what's nice about it is I'm not sure if I'm even going to win, even though I'm improved just because of the situation I'm put in that game. It really is a challenge to play random civ, random continent, because you don't know your surroundings, so you don't know if you're planning to play on a Pangea, an Archipelago. You don't know what to invest in at the very beginning. You're playing with a civ that you know you may not have been in the mindset for. This is the biggest problem that we're going to run into in this end game. These guys want fishing, and I decide that it is better to tilt these guys over the edge and go to war with them over them getting fishing. And I'm not looking to take anything this war. I'm just looking to survive for a very brief period of time till I get the UN building up and then peace out as quickly as I can. But I don't have faith in my ability to complete the UN building before anyone else does. So if anyone else gets a tech, GG. So, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I have to go to war over this. It's not one of those things that I can really not go to war with them about. So yeah, I'm at war with them just like that. And of course, I don't want to stay at war. I whatchamacallit, mistake them for the Babylonians for a second. But yeah, I need to fight this war, unfortunately, just briefly. I don't want to stay at war because eventually I do want to be friends with them if possible. But yeah, it's unavoidable. You guys can tell me in the comment section if you think this war was avoidable. And United Nations 13 turns away, by the way. But I didn't think it was avoidable. It was one of those things where I was just kind of like, yeah, do I really want them to have fishing? No. So, yeah, I'm just getting oriented with their colors. I realize, oh yeah, it's the blue people, not the red people. It always throws me off the colors of the civs in this game, just because they're different. I'm used to the Byzantines being purple, and so on and so forth. Maybe I know each of the civs have like a main color and then like alternate colors and stuff like that. So it really throws me off. Yeah. But yeah, so far things are going okay. I'm making UN progress on the UN like I need to, and I don't seem to be being invaded at the moment. And yeah, but of course people are coming, and got the buildings going for me. Just queuing up some buildings so that I can get to the end game. Really, really banking everything on this UN right now. Like I said, I don't have the confidence to be able to pull off a scientific victory. If I wanted to, do a scientific victory, like I should have invested in it more by taking over the Spanish, because I wouldn't be able to keep up with the people like the Germans in terms of tech otherwise. And so yeah, this diplomatic victory is pretty important. We got some warships coming our way, but they're not coming for us, they're coming through us. Or maybe they're even just going around us this time because the target is, they don't need to go through us for a target. They want territory maps, it's like whatever. Probably should have accepted that deal just to get a little bit of this relation. I don't know. They're dead. And enemy artillery bombardment. What I should be doing is I should be drafting a couple of dudes in those cities, just so that, I won't be too easily invaded there. Obviously I don't have enough turns if I'm going to be playing this game to continue, to build units, if it comes to that. And we got ship there. Combat. What I didn't do this game is a whole lot of naval combat. I still played a lot with land units, even though it was an archipelago. And that's because I never really tried to conquer another island. I couldn't even conquer my island, so why go off and do that with other islands, you know? And the investment you would need for a massive transport fleet, as well as the fleet needed to protect the massive transport fleet, it just would have been too much considering all the other things I had to invest in this game. It wouldn't have been too much if I had won the War of the Spanish, but I just wasn't going to. They were just way too entrenched. And they're falling now because they're technologically behind. Partially probably because of the war I had with them. I think I set them back a bit. Although I may be giving myself too much credit. They really ran through the territory and just got bombarded like crazy. And so yeah, it was pretty crazy. I am moving some units up here because I am worried that, Smyrna might come under attack because I saw the boat up there. Protecting the mainland is my priority because that's where the UN is. The Germans have a request. I will see them. And what do they want? They want fishing? Nope. Get out of here. That tech is only for diplomatic victory people only. They're bombarding me still. Of course, it's insta-healing right now, but again, it's one of those things where I shouldn't be too cavalier about just keeping one unit in there. And maybe I'm foreshadowing a bit too much, but yeah, it's not the best play on my part. And again, I think one of the other benefits of playing post-commentary actually is I'm able to see and learn from my mistakes. Rewatching everything, I'm just I shouldn't have done that at a lot of points. I could have upgraded all those units on the island. I could have drafted a couple extra units to make sure that the place is secure. But hindsight 2020, I guess. Got some ships coming. Pretty substantial number of ships, too. From both sides. And, yeah. Research lab. I really hope this recording comes out fine. I might have to add some kind of filter or move the mic a little farther away from my face or something. I don't know. This is my first time recording a video with it. Whatever the sound quality is this time around, it's well, it's what it's going to be this time around. Next time around, maybe I'll be able to improve it. We'll see. I draft a citizen. Probably should have drafted a little while ago, but I'm doing it now. Guess better late than never. And I can't even do that with that place. Oh, I did. My bad. And got a couple units there, so not too worried about that. And of course, I can upgrade that one. And so far, things are looking pretty decent. Of course, I'm moving people there in Varna because that is probably the number one priority to make sure we hold. And their ships are getting awfully close to it. So, got a ton of riflemen in that place. And of course, we're keeping them there because, we didn't know when the Spanish would reinvade and everything, or maybe even I'll be able to take advantage of the Spanish position again. But yeah. So, things are coming along. I'm still getting progress on that UN building. And, yeah. Shooting at boats and stuff. And, yeah. Boats sailing. They're going to pass right by Varna, looks like. And we also got people coming to Nassius. I could have moved more troops in that place. I could have, been a bit more efficient with it. You know, drafted for more turns. But I'm just gonna have to hold with the defense that I have. Now this battle was a little bit BS, where I lost that one. This one makes sense. So they took the city, and I lost the whatchamacallit progress on that unit. It wasn't a super disaster because it's, you know, far away from the capital and everything, but it still really sucks to lose a city, especially one with that high pop, with that many improvements. But we're a few turns away from the UN, so if we win a diplomatic victory, it's completely inconsequential. I could have held that city if I just moved like one unit from like the south up to the north before that battle. You know, it was pretty close battle, all things considered. Like, you know, they shouldn't even have won that one battle with the guerrilla, but they did, and I have to live with that. But again, I'm not worried. I'm 4 turns away from the UN building. I'm pretty confident in my ability to be able to pull off a diplomatic victory, despite even being at war. It's one of those things where it's like, you just pay off the AI, like the turn before you get the Diplo victory. It's why I'm banking on some gold right now. It's why, you know, I can trade all like my fish and tech with people at that point in order to secure like alliances and stuff like that. These guys are helping me, not because, you know, they're my friend, but because they're already at war with them, and I'm really fine with that. Of course, they're moving units down there. Probably should have drafted another unit, but I'm not too scared about losing that city at that point. They barely took the other city, so of course I am going to take the necessary precautions. Got a research lab. So yeah, that war on that island could have been handled a lot better. Of course, they've done a pretty good job at what would the word be? Deterring them from invading the whatchamacallit mainland, which is pretty important. Got fortified units, all that stuff. So we're pretty secure. You know, I'm not too worried. I'm drafting here and there. I'm holding out. I'm hoping I can secure a peace deal pretty soon. I'm not too worried right now. And yeah, things are looking good. Things are coming up Millhouse. And yeah, drafting, because I'm a little scared of that force in the middle. And while I'm okay with like losing like that one city there, I really don't want to lose like a city on the mainland or the other island. You know, that other island was pretty congested in terms of like cities, so a city's a city though, so I should be a little more upset about losing it. But again, it's my own fault for losing it. And I see already how I could have done a better job at holding the island. Even at the time, like while playing, I don't even need to like rewatch it because I already knew like, what I could have done better in holding that. And they're going down there. They're losing their ships to Babylonians. Thank you so much, Babylon. You guys are awesome. They're bombarding, hoping to do some damage. And threat is weakened. And Sevilla is starving a little. We're really close to finishing the UN. Of course, we're going to get some wealth. Intelligence agency's been built, so we can be intelligent now. and we're going to look at possibly piecing out with the Hittites, seeing what they would demand for it. And they want fishing. And I think about it for a second. I look at the UN, see it's only 2 turns away. I'm like, you know what? Build the UN in 1 turn. Come on, do it. I dare you. It's one of those things where it's like, at this point, I delayed them from building it for from getting the tech to build it for, I think, more than 10 turns now. And while I am scared of them, like going through and like switching production on a city and building it in like 5 turns or so, building it in 2 turns, I'm not really scared that they will do that to me. If I should be scared, let me know. Like, if the AI is like some magical way of completing the UN building in 2 turns, I've seen like the AI finish buildings pretty darn fast before, because they'll like switch production from like a city or something like that to build like a wonder. But I've never seen them build like a wonder to the 2 turns after they get like a technology. So I'm not worried about it at that point. And yeah, it's the time to get all of my Diplo done, because it's 1 turn away. So time to go down the list of people and see what it would take to make them happy with me. So not really too much I can offer the Hittites other than a mutual protection pact, which they'll accept. And that's the biggest thing, getting people with mutual protection pacts with everyone. It'll drag me into wars, but it will also make people vote for me. So we'll see how many of these we can do. And if we don't win the vote, we'll just have to deal with the consequences. But if we do win the vote, we just win the game. So, I can defend my territory indefinitely if I'm playing the game a bit better. Which, I will, if it comes to that. But, yeah, there's nothing to really lose from just promising these to everyone. And, I can give fishing to him now to secure it, because, I don't need it. And, of course, this guy can't do really anything for. But, we can give him a gift. See if that makes him happy with us. And, I'm not really too scared of the Mongols coming back and killing everyone. They're pretty far behind. And these guys as well. I don't care about Spain, like, at all. And I'm going to offer them a mutual protection plaque. It's one of those things where it's like, even if I did get into a mutual protection pact with them, I'm like pretty sure that they still wouldn't vote for me. So I'm seeing if that's like even on the table for them. And it's not. But as long as I have the votes of the other civs, I should be fine. I shouldn't need a mutual protection pact. What's worrying about that is that means that I'm probably going to end up... Yeah, there you go. I'm going to be required to declare war on Germany. And if this vote doesn't go through the way I need it to, they're probably going to be the hardest people to defend against. At the same time, I border them in a place where they're pretty exposed, like on the Spanish Toledo, the city I tried to take before during the Spanish War. So I do have hopes of taking that if this vote doesn't go through. They're going to be pretty isolated on my main continent. Of course, I have to deal with tanks. That's pretty scary. But they can be dealt with, especially with the Tau infantry, or TOW infantry, or TOW infantry, or however you're supposed to actually read it out. I'm in a pretty good position. And now would be the moment of truth. Of course, I'm going to queue everything I need to queue, but we'll see if I win the game. I probably should have closed my windows. I'm not sure if you hear the dogs barking. The UN is built, and now it's time for the vote. After I queue that, and that, and that. And Hittites declared war on Germans, Indians declared war on Germans. that might be a result of my protection pack. I'm not sure. And I built the palace, propaganda, which is awesome. Uh, forest into tundra, voting for myself, and bam! Look at that. Isabella abstains. Bismarck votes for himself, and everyone else voted for me. So yeah, 37 hours, 22 minutes, and 21 seconds. That was a lot of time. I must have like a different clock for it. And yeah, got kisses all over. People love me. Wow, I was fabulous, amazing, phenomenal, fantastic, outstanding, exceptional. And you still won. You weren't. You were dying. Our bards will write ballads of your deeds and accomplishments. I'm not sure if it's always. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced. Ballads. It seems the fate favors you today. 'Twas a good game. A plate of hero cookies to you. Thank you. I like hero cookies. They taste delicious. Um. So yeah, pretty cool ending. And now we're going to have the best part, the map. I'm the map, and I'm going to see what happens. So Continental Mobile was founded Madrid, Berlin, Karakorum, Delhi, Babylon, Seoul, Hattusas. I'm not sure if that was pronounced correct. And yeah, got the timeline now. We can see. It's a little hard to see me because I'm like in the end of like either side of the map. But yeah, I'm gonna start like on that far left. I'm gonna expand into that continent, and then I'm also going to expand north and then west as well into the other two islands that are west of me. So it's been a pleasure going through and adding post commentary to this, playing the game, all of that. This game was played. I completed this game before I even did the first upload. Actually, I went through and I played like this game like on a flight. Well, actually, more so like in the hotel in the airport on like a big trip going through to get to some place. I don't want to talk about that, but yeah, it was a really sucky trip. I don't want to talk much about it, but yeah, this was very fun and a great distraction, and then yeah, going through and reading people's comments and just seeing the mistakes myself that I made, and all of that has been very helpful for me to get better at this game. Um, I've also been watching more recently a couple of videos on Civ 3 to try to get better at it as well, and I'm hoping to do even better next time around. It's going to be a bit of a close game next time around too, so I hope you guys look forward to that. I'm going to do some Civ 5. Probably if I can get the uploads out starting next week, I would do that. I'm not sure if I can even do that. I'm just so busy right now. But yeah, I'm hoping to get my next upload out for Civ 5 at the beginning of next week, around this time that this one's being uploaded. So if you want to see me do better at a game, show up next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this in future Civ 3 games, but in the Civ 5 footage that I have, I went up and like sped it like just to like 1.25 times speed, I think it was, or maybe 1.5 times speed. I think it was 1.25 times speed, just to make it ever so slightly faster. Like in this, you know, you have the boats that are like sailing around, and you're just sitting there watching the boats. So they already end game, like just move like super slowly. There might be a way to turn off like animations for movement, but I kind of don't want to do that because I kind of like seeing the animations. I'm not sure if they had that in this game or if that was just in the later civs. But yeah, so Civ 5 coming around. Like I said, I sped up the game so that it won't take as long as this series was, and then yeah, I'll either do a series. I'll do a Civ 3 series after the Civ 5 series that I'll be uploading. It'll either whatchamacallit, be sped up, or it'll be like the same way that it is now. And if I speed up again, it's only going to be like 1.25 speed or 1.5 speed, so you guys will be able to see all the little details like you were able to this campaign. Pretty proud of how this campaign turned out. I don't think it could have gotten way better, but it could have gotten done. I could have done better. I couldn't have done like way better. I'm getting better at this game in general. If you saw like the position I was in like my first game that I uploaded to this channel, you can see I've come pretty good ways away. At the same time, I've still got a long ways to go, and I can see that also in the next game that I'm playing. I'm not free from mistakes in that game, but I make less mistakes. I have a bit more of a sense of like meta and stuff like that, and how the game should be played. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited to show you future games in Civ 3. I don't see this dying on the channel anytime soon. I see myself doing a lot more of it because I've been really enjoying this game. Like I said, the only reason why there isn't a Civ 3 series coming right after this series is because of time and because of my job, basically. Uh, I've been pressed into doing more than I even want to, but it's good for me just because I need money. And who doesn't like money? So, yeah. Uh, yeah, things are going well, and pretty happy with how the channel's looking too. Got a few hundred subs, and people have been cool, comment and stuff, and not looking for anything like even more than that. It's just been fun uploading like it is, and yeah, hoping I can bring you guys better quality content in the future. Got some cool plans for Civ 3, but also for other games as well. Total War and some other strategy games that I really wanted to play, as well as some non-strategy games, but I don't see me implementing those anytime soon. Uh, I'm going to be doing everything at my own pace with this channel, and with the pace that I'm allowed. You can see on the histograph, power has been maintained pretty steady through like the middle to the end of the game for me. But I'm not like ahead of most people. In fact, I'm like right in the middle of the people who are like, there's like the people who are ahead of me, then there's me, and then there's like the people who are behind, who are like age behind. So I've kept pretty good pace with like most people, but the people that are ahead are like just way ahead. Mostly Germany sort of ahead, and that's the thing. I need to get good enough on like Monarch to be where like my power is like ahead of everyone like throughout the whole game. That would be nice to get that good at that game. I'm not sure if it's possible for me though at the moment. Like I would like to have Germany's power. That would be cool. I think that comes down to doing better in early wars and colonization at the beginning, or settling cities at the beginning. I think the early game plays into the late game a lot, and my decadence in the early game tends to hurt me somewhat. But yeah, it's all about seeing those mistakes and improving. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this series, especially those of you who return. YouTube analytics doesn't give like a lot of details, but it shows that like people who watch this are mostly people who just keep returning, and to have like a group of people who I don't even know who they are, most of them, because most of them don't comment. But yeah, for having like a group of people who just keep returning and keep watching this stuff is pretty cool. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. And we're looking at the cities. Berlin, of course, is the first city. I don't even have a city on the top 5 cities, just the way things are. I'm rank 1 in a couple things, but mostly like rank 2, 3, or 4 and other stuff. And there's the final stats. I don't have any like particularly like high population or percentage of world area or anything like that. Most rivals are still alive. The rivals are still alive. Everyone. I have never eliminated anyone, but I got pretty far. Graphs, got the score, got power. That's what I want to get better at, of course, and culture, of course. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Russell. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe if you guys want to see more. Today we were Theodora the Fair, and next time, I guess you guys will see who I am next time because it's a random civ for Civ Free. Bye. Have a good one. Like, favorite, and subscribe if you guys want to see more. Always interested in your feedback down in the comment section. You guys have a good one. God bless.